Fun fact, did you know that pretty much all cushion foundations are made in Korea, including the high-end Western ones like your Chanel's and YSL's? Actually, the reason why is because Korea is the first one that came out with the innovative idea, and it's actually patented as well. So next time you're curious, turn your cushion case around and have a look at the back. Hey guys, this is Jen and welcome back to our second episode of Jen's Top 10, where I test and review the best of each beauty category for Korean products for you guys. This week, it's, as the title suggests, and as my subscribers voted, it's cushion foundations. Now there are so many on the market, so I wanted to formally hunt for the best ones, not only for you guys, but also for me, because I love cushion foundations myself. Basically, if you haven't watched our previous What a Noob, go check it out if you haven't already. We basically went through 21 of Korea's top ones based on Koreans voting as well as the best-selling data. And so we tested for how light and blendable they were, how transfer-proof they were, how non-greasy they were, and as well as minimal transfer and fragrance. So yeah, there were actually 12 final shortlisted products. I took them home. We're going to go through the top 10 that I came up with, and we're going to be talking about all of the pros and cons about it and have some fun. FYI, I have normal skin with a slightly oily T-zone in the summer. And let us begin. So just a quick disclaimer explanation. I was trying to do a top 10 down to 1 order, but it was really hard to do because there were so many really good ones that were like very equal with each other. So these are kind of rough from lowest to highest at the moment. So we're going to start with the very first one, which was the lowest on my books. Not to say that it's bad, but it still made the top 10. It is this HERA one. HERA Black Cushion Foundation. Actually, I didn't like this for a long time in its previous version, but it's improved a lot. So in the past, it used to be quite cakey and a little bit drying and patching into the fine lines through the day. And I noticed that it has done a lot less of that, but it still has a little bit of that happening. And I think it would happen a lot more to people who have extra greasy skin or extra dry skin. But apart from that, it's a really beautiful cushion foundation that has very good medium buildable coverage. The tone is quite nice. It doesn't oxidize too much and you can build it up. Does have a little bit of pigmentation transfer and a strong lingering scent, which was the cons for me. But it's a really nice cushion foundation for those who are looking for a matte finish that's like truly matte and really sets on the skin. Another final thing is that the packaging to me is a little bit bulky. I think it's big and a little bit awkward to carry around compared to other ones which have like more of a rounded edge. So that's just another element that I want to throw in there. But this one is still a very nice matte cushion out of all of the matte cushions on the Korean market. Okay, next up is this cushion, Labno. Honestly, I hadn't tried this one before ever. I really haven't used much of their products except for skincare. But this is called the POSP 세부 브라이트 톤 BB Cushion. I don't know what that is in English, but it'll probably come up here. This one is really nice in terms of its very soothing and cooling application. It also has a very hygienic application in terms of product is not inside of a cushion which you touch. So even though it's a little bit inconvenient to have to do this, it's much cleaner and hygienic. So upon application, you do have to rub it in quite a few times because again, it's coming out of these holes. So it's not really dispersed evenly on the puff from the beginning. Then I just tap, rub it in and it gives you a really nice, light, cooling and soothing sensation. So I think if your skin's kind of irritated, hot or heaty, this would be a perfect one for you. It has quite good medium buildable coverage and it actually feels really natural on the skin. It hardly feels like it's on the skin at all. The only con to me is that it darkens quite a lot and it darkens to like a yellowy undertone. Even if the formula is really nice, if it darkens and it makes my skin just look really dull, I end up not using cushions that much. So I did choose it because the formula is good, it's like fragrance free and everything, feels super comfortable, but in terms of the coloring, it kind of becomes a bit yellowy. So it has become a little bit on the lower list for me. Also, it's a matte satin finish. Okay, next up is Huxley! Woohoo! Everyone who knows me knows that I have been kind of partial to not really liking their products because the scent was so strong for me and it caused a reaction, but that's the skincare side. But the cushion foundation itself is really great. There's a Secret of Sahara Moist Cushion Own Attitude and it has a really unique packaging. It's like matte, they put a lot of effort into it. It feels very like luxurious and it usually has a nice kind of clip thing. Right, I'm sorry, it's broken. So first off, once you apply it, it has an initial strong scent, but as I said before, it smells quite natural. Like it doesn't feel like it's from chemical sources, so it's not sickening, but it does have a strong kind of herby scent. It has good medium coverage and a moist application, and it's really, really easy and light to blend. So it's really nice and pleasant to work with. As you can see, it has a little bit of a moist kind of glow, a dewy look, but it does set to a matte and satin afterwards, so it does look kind of flat. One thing, although it's a really nice, comfortable, light, blendable kind of cushion foundation, it does run a bit yellow, as you can see in the cushion itself. And it does have a little bit of pigmentation transfer. It doesn't have like a grease transfer, it's just the color, the pigmentation itself. But as you can see, yeah, it does run a little bit on the yellow side, so just do keep that in mind. But it has a beautiful texture and it feels barely there, and it really sits nicely on the skin as well. So that was the Huxley cushion. Next up is one of my favorite brands for a lot of things, but especially cushion foundations, eyeliners too, but that's for another topic. It's the CLIO Kill Cover Founwear Cushion. It's the new version. It sets really nicely. It's very pleasant to apply, very minimal transfer, feels comfortable and very high coverage. So that's actually really good for those who wear masks all the time too. But basically, CLIO is known for their really, really full coverage cushion foundations. Some people don't like it because they think it's a little bit thick and cakey, but I think that you need a cushion like this to actually do the conceal work. You don't have to do the whole face. You can just do partial parts that you need a bit of pigmentation coverage or dark circle coverage. It has really, really, really high coverage. Like, you can't really get more than this in a cushion, but it is very pleasant to apply. It's not overly thick. It sets to a near matte satin that doesn't feel drying, so it's very comfortable. The one thing that I like about it is that it does not oxidize, one of the firsts from here. It doesn't oxidize, so it leaves this really nice, as you can see, like a cool neutral sort of tone that makes you look fresh through the day. And yeah, I think this is a really great cushion foundation for those who are looking for extremely high coverage, but they don't want it to dry out the skin. That's pretty much it for this CLIO Kill Cover Founwear cushion. So next up is the Laneige Neo Cushion Matte. It's a very unique case, which I give props to any brand that makes very unique cases because it costs a lot of money to develop those molds. It also has a very unique puff as well. As you can see, it's got like little lines here. It helps to dilute the formula, I guess, and it makes it more apply thinly and easily. A little goes a long way for this. You gotta just get the tiniest little dab, which is probably why they developed the sponge to be like this. So yeah, this one applies really pleasantly, and it's got a medium to high buildable coverage, so it's actually quite high. As you can see, it has a really nice cool neutral tone. It's beautiful. I think that's one of the best things about this cushion. There's no oxidization and it keeps you just looking really fresh, and there's almost no transfer as well. It's brightening, it's soothing, it's calming, and it sets to a barely there look and feel. But if there is a con to this, it's that the fragrance, to me personally anyway, it's quite strong and lingering. Like, you can smell it all through the day. But yeah, if you're looking for a satin matte cushion that's medium coverage, that's buildable, has a really unique puff, this is the one that I would recommend. Another con that I forgot to mention though is that it is not the most thinnest kind of texture. It is a beautiful high coverage, but as a compromise, you do have to kind of work it through the skin to really get that nice even blend. So yeah, it's not super blendable. Next is the Innisfree No-Sebum Cushion Foundation. Looks like this. It's a really nice case. I think I personally like this in terms of aesthetics the most out of all of the top 10s. It's got this like kind of translucent bit at the bottom, and it's like matte, and it's a really beautiful mint color. But anyways, it is called No-Sebum Powder Cushion. It's, as you guys know, Innisfree is famous for their No-Sebum powder, so this is their cushion version, and I was pleasantly surprised with everything. Oh my gosh, the cushion puff itself is actually really nice as well. It feels like a typical material, but it's more smooth and it's really soft and bouncy. Half of it has holes on it at the top, which is basically for when you want a little bit of a lighter coverage. So this is probably for the under eye area. So it's got that unique sort of puff, but in terms of the formula, it is thin, but it takes a little bit to blend. As a texture, it's on the heavier side, but it does have high coverage. As you can see, it's got a really nice cool bright neutral tone that makes you look nice and fresh. It doesn't oxidize, so it stays nice and fresh looking all day, which is a huge plus in my books. And it also sets very quickly. As you can see, it became a satin matte pretty much immediately. It doesn't feel moist upon application, but it's very comfortable. It kind of feels like a serum, I guess. The only cons about this one is that it's a little bit sticky on the skin. and it transfers on your hands a little bit if you touch it, even though it is meant to be sort of matte and satin. But apart from that, if you just get rid of that initial layer of transfer, it's fine. Innovative, the sponge puff is nice, it's user-friendly, and the casing is cute. Next up is this one, which if you guys watched the Water Noob, we thought it was like a really cheap cushion foundation because the refill, if you just look at the refill itself, it looks really cheap. It looked like really tacky and cheap compared to all the other cushion foundations, and also the sponge is like the most standard sponge you can get. So immediately we thought, oh, this is just a really low-end one. We kind of became a bit biased from that, prejudiced against it, and the scent even smelled kind of cheap. We were like, meh. But it made it to be one of my top favorite cushion foundations in terms of the formula and the casing itself. If you just ignore the refill, which actually you don't really pay attention to anyways, the casing itself is just so gorgeous. Have a look at that. I haven't given you the name for it. It is the History of Whoo 공진향 설 미백 수분광 쿠션. I don't know what that is in English. History of Whoo is a high-end brand that you'll find in department stores. So yeah, apart from the inner refill packaging and the sponge just being very standard for the price, it is a very dear price, this one. Oh my gosh, guys, this one has the most beautiful texture. It's very light, like it's the lightest, thinnest, most blendable, most skincare-like feeling cushion from all of the ones. It does have a little bit of a fragrance, but I found that when I was actually using it, it didn't smell cheap to me. As you can see, it goes on moist. It has a little bit of like a dewy finish, and it really adds like a glow to the skin. It's a beautiful, nice texture, gives your skin this like my skin but better. I think I used this on my skin today as well. And it does have a slight pink undertone though, so just a heads up there. I just feel like they could have invested a little bit more in the sponge puff, but apart from that, it's a really gorgeous cushion foundation. I find that this is one of my favorites for a dewy finish. Okay, we are on to our next one, and this is actually one of my favorite brands, kind of like of all time from Korean brands in terms of skincare. But this is the Sum Waterful CC Cushion Perfect Finish. If you guys know, this is a Korean high-end brand. It has a really unique kind of packaging here that honestly is a little heavy. Like this bit here is really heavy, so just a heads up there in terms of if you carry it around. Let me show you guys the finish of this. It's beautiful. It goes on very, very light, blendable, a little goes a long way. It's got a coolish tone and it doesn't oxidize, so it keeps this really nice, brightened, naturally kind of fresh looking surface of the skin through the day. Very minimal oxidization. As I said before, it's super comfortable. Although at first it does have a bit of a moist feeling, it sets really comfortably. It just feels like skincare on the skin. There is a little bit of an initial transfer to this, so I do recommend to kind of pat over it with a really thin layer of a tissue if it bothers you, but it's really light. I'm just being super picky here. But it does have that initial transfer, but once it sets, it doesn't. The fragrance is not too heavy. It does exist. It's there. The packaging is a little heavy, so those are the cons. So yeah, apart from the fragrance, a little bit of transfer and the slightly heavyish packaging, this is one of my absolute top favorites in terms of the finish and the color. So huge thumbs up to this one. Next up is one of my actual favorite brands for cushion foundations. It's been for many, many years. They make really great cushion foundations, and actually I was surprised that only one of them made it in to the final top 10. And it is actually the one that I haven't tried from them. It's the Moonshot Micro Calming Fit Cushion. But yeah, ultimately my favorite, and also JP's favorite, which is a big thing. Guys are pretty picky with what they put on their skin, but he liked this one as the top one as well. The Micro Calming Fit Cushion, it looks like this. It has a very unique casing right here, and it actually, as the name suggests, feels very calming. They actually include calming kind of ingredients so that it gives you a very nice soothe feel. It's very light and it's blendable, and as you can see, it actually goes on like glowy and bright and moist. It almost looks like pearly. I'm not sure if the camera is capturing it, but it actually sets to a satin matte and it's very comfortable. So it's got everything you need. Sometimes mattes actually look very dull or makes the skin look very flat, but not this one. As you can see, it adds a little bit of a volume to the skin, so it gives you a youthful, healthy glow. The tone is neutral, as you can see. It's not too yellow or too cool. It's like right in the middle. It doesn't darken, it doesn't oxidize. So yeah, it feels very calming on the skin, super light and easy to work with, and it's comfortable. So this is one of my top faves. Packaging is also unique, so that's another little thumbs up. And last but not least, this is not number one, guys, okay? The last 5 were number ones. It is the JUNGSAEMMOOL Essential Skin Nuder Cushion Fairlight. This was easy to read because it's actually in English. Thank you, JUNGSAEMMOOL. So this one was unique. If you guys saw it in Water Noob, I was showing you guys the inside of the casing, and I actually recognized it was JUNGSAEMMOOL from this. She's a makeup artist herself, and she likes to mix things on a palette. So it makes sense that she would actually like have this kind of area, which was very thoughtful. I think it's really great. It's actually one of the top in terms of the formula. This one's like the most feeling like skincare. Very comfortable, very light. Feels really mild on the skin and like very gentle. It's got like a cooling feel to it, and it doesn't dry and patch through the day, so it actually leaves your skin looking just like my skin but better. And it has medium buildable coverage, and I found that with a lot of JUNGSAEMMOOL's makeup, like her foundations as well, they oxidize and it goes quite yellow. All of the shades are very yellowish. So for me, I like a little bit of a personally kind of neutral tone that picks up a fresh feeling, but it does like look a little yellow. So yeah, personally, I don't like the tone, so I wouldn't use it, but I put it in here because some of you guys might like the tone, but the texture is what's important. In terms of the formula, it's the most blendable and most comfortable and natural looking. Like it doesn't look like you have makeup on at all. It's a moist satin finish as well, and it does have a little bit of fragrance that persists. So those are the two kind of cons, but apart from that, it wears really nice through the day as you wear it. So to me, it's superior to the others, and I had to have it up here. So yes, that was our final one from our top 10 over here. I'm so glad that I did this because I found out so many hidden gems that I didn't know about as well. I personally really loved the history of Whoo one, even though it's like heavy and the packaging and stuff. I really like these two, Innisfree's and Laneige's one. Innisfree really surprised me with their quality. Moonshot, of course, the Zoom one as well. I think these ones are kind of like lower on the grade for me, and these are kind of my top 6 picks that I would personally reach for on a daily basis. So yeah, I hope that this was a useful video for you guys, summing up the best of K-beauty cushions as of 2021. In terms of criteria, we do this together. We develop it together with you guys as a reminder. So if you want to follow me over on Instagram, subscribe to the channel. We actually ask you guys what you look for your favorite criteria for each category. So we do it together with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more to come. And next week, we're going to be doing another category. So leave us comments down below for what you want us to look for the next top 10. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye everyone.